Good morning. Sliding around already, huh? Okay. It's going to be that kind of day. It's already Wednesday. This looks to be like it'll be the first week where I'm able to successfully conduct 5 live streams in a row. So long as things continue on this beautiful path we're on. Good morning, Kevin. Nothing yet. I didn't wake up early enough this morning to do any morning breakfast deliveries. Scoot Henderson, welcome to Charlotte. That's right. My newest employee, Scoot Henderson. Welcome to the team. Benj doesn't know anything about sports, and then he wants to come up in here bragging about San Antonio. Benj knows nothing about sports. You should have been rooting for my financial interest, Benj. I could have made some serious money last night. I fell just short. I might not even be working today. I might not be delivering food today. If Charlotte had won the lottery, I might have taken the day off. I would have said, you know what? I'm good. I got money now. I'm good. I can just sit back. But instead, we work. I did monetize this stream, by the way. If a man will not work, neither should he eat, says Benj. Well, I mean, if I worked previously in order to afford an asset that goes up in value so that I don't have to work additionally in the future, I still worked for what I got. Yeah, Brandon, that's why I made that comment about monetization. I don't know if there's anything there that would keep me from being monetized, but we got a $2.75 DoorDash at the same time we got a $3 Uber Eats. No and no. Oh, I've got so much to do. I got to put some videos together. I got to get the house ready for a puppy tomorrow. Got to puppy-proof the house. Yeah, Blake, it's going to be Scoot. Some people, I see some people talking about Brandon Miller. But I imagine you just take Scoot. Yeah, I imagine you take Scoot. Especially because there's already, I mean, what are we already 3 years into LaMelo Ball? Something like that. And already, I mean, there's little murmurs about how, yeah, he ain't staying here. He's not going to stay here his whole career. Surely. So that's sad because Wembanyama could have changed that. The number 1 pick last night would have kept LaMelo here. Instead, now we got to think, okay, well, let's pair him with another guard, and then at least we got a guard if LaMelo leaves as soon as possible. Warriors drafted for fit and missed out on LaMelo. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I forget who was deeper in that draft, but you had Anthony Edwards, James Wiseman, LaMelo Ball. I think the Hornets got the best player at the top. I'll take LaMelo ahead of Anthony Edwards. What draft was that, 2021? No, 2020. 2020. Yeah. You had Halliburton later on. Tyrese Maxey. Man, that wasn't a very good draft, huh? I mean, there's not much here. And my boy Grant Riller got drafted in that draft by the Hornets as well, who I went to the College of Charleston with. So when I was at the College of Charleston, I went to every single home basketball game that we had, all of them. And we had 3 NBA guys on that team. Good morning, David. On my university team, that 1 year, we had 3 NBA guys. And that was a lot of fun because we went virtually undefeated at home. And that's why these last couple of years you've seen the College of Charleston in the tournament a couple times. Now, the College of Charleston head coach that took us to the tournament this year previously was the Winthrop head coach and took them to the tournament. Of course, I live in Rock Hill where Winthrop is. I think his name's Pat Kelsey. So that's good. And it's cool because Winthrop's success in the NCAA tournament previously actually really helped Rock Hill. Because they built this big outdoor athletic facility off of the money that Greg Marshall earned Winthrop making the tournament a few times. So I've lived in Rock Hill since 2002 or 2003, 2002. And it's grown so much. And one of the original catalysts for that was Winthrop making the tournament a couple times and putting together, they built an entire baseball stadium off of that, tennis courts. They just we had the Coliseum, and they just kept expanding and adding to this athletic property. There's also a lake with like a 1 mile track around it. Anyway, that was one of the first things that really helped Rock Hill start to grow. Brandon says, you're high and drunk to take Melo over Ant. No, you just don't know yet because Ant has had Karl Anthony Towns. And so he's played in some significant games. I mean, you give LaMelo a chance in the playoffs and see what happens. Did you know Kawhi Leonard had a sister who killed an old lady at a casino? Yes, I did. I sure did. What do we think about last night? Everybody played well. LeBron almost triple-doubled it. AD had 40. But Jokic was just too much. I mean, I know he's put up some wild, like, box scores. But as far as the games that I've watched, that's the best I've ever seen Jokic play. To me, that was a masterpiece. Is there a game tonight, or do we have to wait? Do we get the Celtics? Oh, yeah, tonight. How about that? Cool, cool. So we'll just alternate series every night now for a little while. I like that. Celtics are 8-point favorites. That's not enough, Blake. It's going to be a double-digit win tonight. Brandon's picking up a DoorDash for LeBron James. Brandon's over there in Colorado, huh? Brandon went to Colorado early for the gig conference. He's the gig con tailgate. That's right. Blake says, my favorite pizza in Utah is the spot that gave MJ the food poisoning, causing the flu game. That is pretty legendary, that's for sure. Imagine how different the perception would be of that whole event had the Bulls not won. Still, had MJ like not played. Good morning, Steve. Good to see you again. You can tell I woke up late today too. My voice hasn't even warmed up yet. Brandon says, do you think Diamond Program is a good thing for dashers like you and me? I don't know. Ask Pedro. Go ask Pedro if cherry picking is dead, or if we should still be doing it. I know he's made that video like several times already, but he just posted another one. So, we should probably get his current thoughts on cherry picking. Yeah, man. I've stopped watching some of these gig people. I've stopped watching. Put something creative up on the board. I do like the live stuff. I'll go live with any of them, because then you can get in the comment section and have some sort of you can almost direct the conversation yourself if you're persistent enough. Good morning, Chris. Bench says, don't know if Diamond would be worth going for in a smaller market, to be honest. Yeah, I still think that Rock Hill has a little south of 100,000 people here. I still think it's a small market. Because if you look at the map, like all around Charlotte, we're the edge of it. If you go a little further out, there's zones like right around me where you can't dash. So, you know, like from Charlotte down to Rock Hill, if you go a little further, there's area where you can't dash. You make it like another 15 minutes and then there's another dash area. But this is the you know, Rock Hill's like the final sort of outskirt of Charlotte if you were to make a big circle. Brandon says if your city has less than 5 zones, it's a small market. The Rock Hill is one zone. Now, if you're including Charlotte as my zone, like if you were to say Charlotte is my zone, then we've got like, I don't know, there's like 8 or 10 zones. Bench says, for me, my whole zone is Midland, Odessa, which is 2 cities, both about 150,000. So I never get orders taking me to another zone. Yeah. Do you ever get lots of orders taking you to different zones? No, you don't see me getting a lot of orders that take me north toward Charlotte. What you see is a lot of orders taking me south. So these zones just south of me are not, I shouldn't say zones. These areas, these geographical locations that are south of me that aren't big enough for their own zone. You know, they're ordering food from up here and then expect us to come down and then drive back up. That's why I don't take many of the orders, because I can't just go down there and stay there. I'm going to have to come back up. So you're going to have to pay me for the additional mileage. It's going to have to be worth it. You're going to have to pay me to leave the zone and go back in. Paul says Fort Mill just across the bridge. Yeah, but Fort Mill's a separate zone. Like, that's its own zone as well. Bench says kind of like smaller town areas. Yeah, man. Like I went to, I mean, Rock Hill's got areas that are just like, you'd think you're in an entirely different city, even though you're still in Rock Hill. There's some very busy areas, and then there's just nothingness. And even like where I went to high school, right around where my high school's at, there's just not a lot of activity going on. And it's still Rock Hill. So I think like Rock Hill, in terms of like size, it's actually pretty big. It's actually a pretty big area. There's just very different vibes going on. Like there's very like downtown Rock Hill. There you can tell they're trying to make it like Fort Mill, like Charlotte. They're trying to make it like upscale. My little area here where I live, to me just feels like a super normal area, but it's busy over here though. There's a lot of movement over here. Then you have like a whole like hood area where you know, it's the hood. Then you got like my high school, like kind of slow, like rural area where it's your more stereotypical like South Carolina truck driving tractor culture, you know? It's kind of a lot going on over here. Okay, for some reason my dash ended, and now I'm scheduled for 1:30 p.m. So that's really not good. So I'm gonna have to hope that it gets busy. So, but this is a good opportunity for you to see what I'm talking about. Okay, so there are a lot more zones around Charlotte than I thought there were. So here you have Charlotte in the middle, and so you see me down here in the bottom corner as you get into South Carolina, and then south of me, there's nothing to do until you get like down here or over here to the left. So, I mean, maybe what I should be doing, you see the only Dash Now zone in all of Charlotte right now would be the Pineville zone where it says it's busy. So I've considered, especially with rideshare, I've considered if it's worth driving 20 minutes north every day so that I could be kind of in the center of all of it. And then I could zone hop instead of staying here. Oh man, this shift is gonna suck if we don't have DoorDash, y'all. That's on me for not scheduling well enough. I didn't schedule in advance enough. Paul says that describes all three high schools. Yeah, they're all similarly situated in less busy areas. Do you seriously need a North Carolina license plate to Uber in Charlotte? They gave me Lyft sent me this here. Well, I guess I shouldn't show you this because it has my driver's license on it. I'm not sure it matters. I don't know why people black out license plates on videos. Here, you can see the back of it. So they're like, you should put this on your car. That way people know you're a Lyft driver. You were allowed to drive people to South Carolina, but not pick up in South Carolina? That is so lame. To be honest with you, good morning, Tony. To be honest with you, that's not a I don't know if they have a way to prevent you from doing it. But I'm not just going to follow that rule. I don't agree with that rule. I don't agree with that at all. That's very unfair to people who live on the border like me. Paul says you have no choice. So yeah, so the app won't even let you do it. That is so lame, dude. That is lame. So that's why when I took that dude up to the airport a week or two ago on the live stream, that's why I didn't get any lifts on the way back. That's so stupid because I can't do like to and from airport trips now. All I can do is 2. So it'd have to pay $2 per mile to even pay $1 per mile. That pisses me off. Paul says get an inspection. I already did the inspection, Paul. Info is here for you, bud. Yeah, I did an inspection. Yeah, I submitted them, yeah. Brandon wants me to yell. It's too early to yell. I just woke up. Paul says maybe I can pick up in Charlotte. I don't know. I haven't done enough to know. There we go. We got Dash now until noon at least in Rock Hill. So we can, that gives us 50 minutes of orders we can do. Praise the Lord. We needed that. I've got this $30 Walmart Spark available, but it's 40 miles and it's like 8 stops. No, thank you. God, is it this slow for everybody else? Part of me doesn't mind when it's slow because I know that I can like I'm in a financial position where I can outlast all these other dashers that need money on a weekly basis. So if it's this slow like this, they're gonna quit and they're gonna go get a W-2 job. And then later on, that'll leave more work for me to do. So I hope all my other Rock Hill dashers are getting really pissed and give up. Hello, John. Paul says I got Lyft and Uber in North Carolina once I turned in inspection certificates. Ben says, I keep waiting for everyone in my area to give up. Doesn't seem to be happening yet. Yeah. Now, eventually they will run out, though. It'll be like Amazon. Amazon's running out of potential factory workers. And DoorDash is gonna run out too. There's only so many people willing to do this. Hector Mello says the NBA draft lottery is rigged. Why would you rig it for him to go to San Antonio, though? I feel like the rig would have been Charlotte or Portland or one of those teams with like very little chance. No, I don't know why you'd rig it for him to go to San Antonio with Popovich retiring in the next few years. And they have no talent on that team. Dude that colors his hair, Sohan or whatever, Sochan, Sohan. Nah, if it was rigged, they would have paired him with Melo or with Dame. Even Detroit would have made more sense. You pair him with the guards in Detroit. I don't know. Paul says, I also had Lyft shift me from Greenville to Charlotte market. Oh, maybe I should look at that too. Oh, I missed a DoorDash opportunity. I didn't hear the phone ring. Did y'all? Man, these days where we sit here from 10:45 to 11:15 just to start the shift, I'm getting really tired of that. It did not used to be like this. Like back in like 2021, I did not have there would never be a time that I would have 30 minutes of no offers. That would have been unheard of. Terrible. I used to say that absolutely any week that you wanted to go out here and make $1,000, you could do it easily. And now I don't know that's true, to be honest with you. I think you could still do it if you've got more things going on. Like that's why YouTube was really important to me, because you add a little YouTube money here and there. You add you throw Rover in if you're willing to take care of pets at night and in the morning around your house and stuff. Then I think you can still, off of the gig economy, make $1,000 a week. But I mean, there was a time when you could do it. You didn't even have to multi-app. You could just do DoorDash. I know you can't do that now. There's no way that in my market that off DoorDash alone you'd pull in $1,000 a week. But even with multi-app with Spark and Uber Eats and Grubhub and DoorDash all at once, and I still really question it. I know I've not been putting in much work during the weekends lately, so I'm missing out on the weekends. But man, you just go through half a lunch shift on a Wednesday, and you don't make anything. How are you going to make it to $1,000 a week if you don't have a lunch shift? Hector says take everything that's $1 per mile. So that right there, that last one I just declined was $4.25 for 3.5 miles. So you're telling me to do something like that? I don't know, man. I don't feel super good about that. I mean, it's got to the point I'm basically in a groove on these weekdays where I'm like, okay, let me start working at 10:45 a.m. Let me try and make like 50 or 60 at lunch during the live stream. Let me try and make another $10 dashing to and from the gym in the middle of the afternoon. So now I'm at 60 or $70. And let me try to get to 100 or 120 or 140 with the dinner shift. That's kind of where I cap out.
Whenever you're ready.
Hey, I'm going to do the $5 classic combo with a Mountain Dew. Fire sauce, please.
All right, is everything correct on your screen?
Yes.
You said it was 5:45. Would you like to write up your total what our college did it?
No, thank you. I've paid college enough.
All right, you said it was 5:45.
They always do that. Would you like to round up to support college students? I already played that game, boy. I'm already, I donated tens of thousands of dollars already. Paul says take a 425 order for 3.5 miles on a Wednesday at lunch. But see, I mean, does it end up being $1 per mile? Because it depends on where the 3.5 miles is. And you could be talking about 7 miles. Hector says, I'll give an example. I work at 8 a.m. I take $1 a mile till 11:30 and cherry pick. By 2 p.m., I'm at $130. Hey there.
It'll be 5:45.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's okay. It's all good. I got cash if you need it. Yeah, Paul. Yeah, Paul, this is the only Taco Bell I eat at because the other ones don't like me. Yeah, Benj, I think earn by time is still only 8.
Here you go.
Thank you. Now, Paul, it depends which direction 3.5 miles is going in. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good day.
You too.
Dude, I mean, it's 11:24. Hector says, how much have you made? Today, I've not made a single dollar. I might as well be starting right. Well, I mean, look at this. Screenshot that. I didn't hear that order come through either. So we're at the point here where I normally, okay. I normally don't take shop and pay orders with y'all live streaming. But this is only 3 items. So y'all are gonna have to wait and let me go in and do this. Cause I mean, at this point, if I see a $9.60 order for 4 miles, I gotta do it. And you guys have seen how slow it is today. So I'm going to go into Aldi and pick those 3 things out. And I just hope that y'all hang in with me today. I mean, after 40 minutes of nothing that looks good, I'm forced to take this shop and pay. So hopefully it ain't 3 cases of water. It's going to be some flowers, some and some cookies. Oh, that's cute. How cute is that? Some flowers and some cookies. And I'm going to run a red light for sure. I'm running that. Give me that. I don't have any more time to waste. Now, this shouldn't take long at all because it's really only 2 items, I think, because the 2 cookies are going to be side by side. Yeah, this gives me hope. This will put me at $9 pretty quickly. Let's try and turn this thing around. I'll be right back. Good morning, Red. Of course, they didn't have tulips. Yeah, I'm gonna be eating like stale Taco Bell later. Of course, they didn't have tulips, so I had to wait like 5 minutes for her to approve this substitution here. Let's get out of here, y'all. Let's get out of here. Put the Taco Bell in the hot bag. It's mine to eat, so it's not somebody else's food. I can get my my straw in the drink though. Hector says he's predicting another good order after this. Okay. I hope you're right. Thank y'all for the likes today. I don't think anybody's even asked for them, but y'all came up and liked the stream right away. I appreciate that. Yesterday I was like 2 hours into the stream. I only had 2 likes. We got to fight this algorithm, man. We got to promote every single gig tuber in the algorithm to give us a chance. All it takes is one gig tuber going really big, and it's going to help everybody. As long as it's the right person. As long as it's somebody who isn't completely self-absorbed. Right now I'm passing the facility I was talking about that Winthrop had paid for with the NCAA tournament money. We also built this new park right here coming up right in front of me. So this is pretty brand new, and it's It's like a park designed. The things that kids can do in that park, it's designed for kids with special needs. And the only reason it's not busy today is because the weather's a little questionable. It looks like it might rain. That park is usually there's usually people there constantly. And I don't mean like a few people, I mean like every single little thing is being used by some kid all the time. I'm not sure how common a park like that is, so I think there are some people that pretty regularly drive quite a ways to bring their child there. Here we're coming up on the Winthrop University campus area. As you can tell by the sign.
The customer requested you leave the order at their door. They added the following instructions. Leave at my door.
$9.60. Right at 11:45, so we're officially 1 hour into the stream. Red says, I scheduled my service check for my car today at 1:30. Thanks for the push. I'm going to hate every second of waiting. Yeah. Yeah, same here. Oh, Hector, I didn't know that. Go buy a Chevrolet Malibu, man. At least $9.60 first hour. That's better than nothing. Definitely moving in the right direction here. I'm going to take this opportunity to eat some food now. Hector says, I'm trying to get this Lexus ES 350, which was so reliable for me in the past. How much you need to put down? Yeah. Yeah, put as much down as you possibly can. I did the whole process of selling off enough stock to pull enough money into my checking account so that before June 1st is supposed to be the first monthly payment on this Malibu, and I'm gonna pay it all off on the first payment date. So I'm excited about that. It did put a big ding in my investment account, though. That was like pretty significant chunk taken out of it to do that. But I'm not about to pay 9% interest for a car. I'm not about to be slave to no lender either. How much is my car? You're asking for my car payment? To be honest with you, I don't even know what the car payment is, because when we bought the car, I knew that like we only put like $2,500 down on the car to get it out of the lot that day. And then I knew it was going to take another $20,000 to pay this car off, but I knew that we would do it virtually immediately. So like I said, we're going to, on June 1st, the first payment for this car is due. And before then, so in the next 2 weeks, we're just going to write a check for the entire balance. So I never even paid attention to how much the car payment was, because I knew that we would never pay the car payment. $10. $10, 5.6 miles.
Head to your pickup at each arrow.
Right back to where we started. So this is good. This is good. Just hope that this isn't a tip bait. Otherwise, we're in a good spot. I am going to sit here and finish this taco, though. Yeah, man. I think I don't know what it was. I think it was somewhere around $600 a month. if we were to just keep paying on a monthly basis. And that was for a I can't remember, a 48-month loan. I don't know, dude. I don't want to give you the wrong numbers. All I knew was in 3 weeks from now, I'm just going to pay the whole thing off. So it's irrelevant to me. The only thing that gives me hesitation, and maybe y'all in the chat can let me know, I've got so little experience with debt management. I'm wondering if what I really should do is sign up for a credit card, pay the whole balance of the car off with the credit card, and then pay the whole balance of the credit card off with cash. Instead of just paying with
Head to your pickup at each arrow.
I got you. Hang on. Instead of just paying the entire cash balance to the person who gave me the car loan, let the credit card pay it off and then pay off the credit card. And then maybe I'd have a whole bunch of credit card points or whatever, or like flyer miles. I'm not sure if you can rig the system like that, but I've considered that as well. Instead of just automatically paying it off, letting a couple different companies have the temporarily have the debt. Blake says, is it really a Welte stream without Taco Bell? I swear I should look into some sort of sponsorship. Taco Bell, if you're watching, I don't need much. All I really need is for you to pay for my food every day. That'd be like a $5 daily
Turn
sponsorship.
right on Oakland Avenue.
Hush. Yeah, man, I'd sponsor with Taco Bell if I had unlimited free lunches. Sounds like a deal to me. Ben says sponsorship, gonna have to take a certain videos down. Well, that's not that ain't happening, so yeah, Taco Bell, I probably can't sponsor with Taco Bell because they like to sponsor characters like Pete Davidson. And I don't feel like we have the same sort of we're not preaching the same message.
For doordash?
Yeah, for Corey?
Okay, give
Sorry.
me 1 second.
Okay.
I will have wait for sushi. Can you park into the front?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. She said something about parking the front. Peter Davidson. Maybe he's a better guy than I thought, though, because I watched the newest John Mulvaney. Is that his name? No, not Mulvaney. Mulaney. Golly, I got these names in my head mixed up. I watched the latest John Mulaney Netflix special. It's good. If you haven't listened to it, it's good. He was talking about how Pete Davidson supports him on his sobriety, which I wouldn't have guessed that, but you never know. Maybe Pete's a good guy. To me, like any male that puts their brand or their personal life anywhere near the Kardashians, I can't trust your judgment permanently for the rest of civilization. I'm just not able to trust you. You know what else is good? These little things right here. These little cinnamon twists. I don't know if I'm supposed to expect them to come out to my car with the order, or was I supposed to come inside? I don't know. Oh, they ended my dash again. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's not good. Oh, that's really not good. I'm scheduled for 11:30. Or excuse me, for 1:30. What a day. I may just end the live stream real early today. After because I got a lot to do. Remember, my friends, you can eat whatever you want to eat if you're willing to work it off. That's true. Oh shit, she scared the hell out of me. Hello?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Demonetized. All right. She wouldn't have scared me so bad if she didn't have the little mask on. But when you're a masked person and you come up to somebody's car, you know, I mean, I don't know what you're trying to indicate. Are you really just scared of COVID still, or are you trying to conceal your identity so that you can take advantage of me? COVID's the best thing that ever happened to burglars. Now I'm definitely demonetized. So. Kevin, you know what I think they need to bring back is the tostada, the dollar tostada. I mean, it's been years. Steve says, why does DoorDash allow merchants to set it up where dashers need to place the customer's order on arrival and then have to wait for it? Because, Steve, what you do in that scenario is you give them a call. You place the order by phone. And what I've noticed is your pay, the pay is higher for orders where you're having to do that. So I don't mind them. I really don't mind them. And I think it buys you a little bit of leniency with your pickup and drop-off times. I've had times where I have a place and pay order on Uber Eats. I'll call the restaurant up and say, hey, I need this order placed. And then I'll do a whole DoorDash before I even go and pick the Uber Eats up. And I promise you, when I'm operating like that, I'm over $20 an hour. Certainly, because then I'm double teaming. Feel like I'm getting paid for two at once when I do that. And they should make it convenient for you. You shouldn't even have to like Google the place's phone number. There should be like a call button somewhere on the app where you can just call the restaurant right up. Okay, there we go. I got DoorDash back up until 1 o'clock. There we go. Okay, so now I might keep the stream going. I was thinking about just ending the stream after this order. But if DoorDash is back alive, then maybe I'll keep going. Schedule yourself, y'all. That's the lesson today. Schedule yourself. Bench says, I ain't scheduling myself. I can't believe you don't schedule yourself, man. It depends on the market, though, but at this point over here, I can't count on it to be busy enough to dash now. So I've just gotten to the point where I just automatically schedule myself. And even then, in order to schedule yourself, if I schedule myself 3 or 4 days in advance, I can schedule myself the entire day. But if I were to schedule myself tonight for tomorrow, I'm going to be limited already on my options. So that's why I go through usually in like Friday. Like on a Friday, I'll go ahead and schedule myself all of the next week for these like massive time blocks. And I just keep the app running all day when I need to take a break to go do something else, even if it's a couple hours that I'm not going to dash. And I'll just keep pausing every 30 minutes. Pause, resume, pause, resume. That way I keep myself alive. It's because I'm top dasher, don't need to be busy or the schedule. Well, good for you. I hope it's worth it. I hope it's worth it to you. Yeah, Blake says he doesn't dash anymore because you have to schedule or else you can't. Welcome to the live chat, Farmer. Oh, I appreciate the note there because I don't think anybody responded to what I was saying earlier. So, hang on. I'm gonna read that thoroughly when I'm able to park the car. Yeah, if I could somehow like pass off my car loan, 19 grand or whatever it is, $20,000, pass it off to some other creditor, have it seem as if, okay, now I paid off Capital One with a new creditor, then pay off the new creditor. Now I've got, you know, I can get cash back or flyer miles or something like that. I'm trying to pay for a flight or two. That thought just came across my head because I know that they offer a bunch of incentives, especially to people who have never had a credit card before, like me. So I thought, hey, maybe I should look into trying to play the system a little bit like that right before I pay the whole thing off. Because it doesn't really matter who I pay it off to, as long as I pay it off. Tony says, picking up delivered and making more beta content. There we go. Look forward to it, Tony. Kevin said it's good to still schedule as a top dasher because you'll block another regular dasher from scheduling and water down the zone. Keep them from watering down the zone. That, Kevin, I mean, I guess I got to give it to you. That's probably the right thing to do. But from my perspective, it's kind of upsetting. The bad part about this delivery here is it's right in between two hot spots. It's like right in the middle. So it's like which hot spot do I drive toward? Meet at the front desk. I'll be right back. By the way, some banks don't allow CCs to be used for car loans. Your credit score will likely take a temporary hit due to credit limit. Oh, okay. Maybe I shouldn't play that game then. It's not like it matters to me. My credit score to me is irrelevant because I have no plans of needing credit. I don't need money from anybody. I've got my house. I'm good. Ben says, I love CC's. I ate one of their pizzas in its entirety. Yes, you did. And you took 5th place as you did it. Okay, I'm going to drive to... In the interest of keeping the live stream going, I'm going to drive to the hot spot down south and hope that it pays off. Oh, we got to hope. We got to hope it pays off. This could be the worst decision I've ever made. I'm not sure. Farmer says, if you have no plans to use credit, you could play the game. Yeah, I see the argument. I don't know. Truthfully, on the basis of morality, I probably shouldn't play any type of game. I should probably just pay the thing off and call it a day. Because if you play the game, you're willingly partaking in something that to a lot of other people is harmful, because the only reason they're giving you cash back, the only reason they're giving you frequent flyer miles or free flyer miles or whatever their little promotion is because somebody out here is losing the game and being abused by the system and paying for your riches in interest and some. So, I'm kind of torn on it, because to one extent, it's like, well, let me get in the game and be the one that subtracts from the corporatocracy itself. On the other hand, it's like, well, the only way that one individual can take advantage of the whole system is because there are several others that are the ones being taken advantage of. Tony says a lot of people like to leverage the credit to have the liquid asset available. I can't make any of my financial decisions based off of what a lot of other people like to do, because the average, the masses, the American status quo, materialistic society driven financial practices have proven to be terrible. failed ideas. In this case, what you want to be is the weirdo that's doing things differently. And then nobody wants to listen to you when you're the 23-year-old that buys a house, that buys a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house. Oh, well, how the crap did he do that? Yeah, because I didn't listen to you for the last 5 years. That's how I did it. All right, we've got 38 minutes in order for this to pay off. We are on a countdown. King Sin, welcome to the chat. Welcome. They say having a revolving credit line will ultimately improve your score. Yeah, the only problem with the whole credit score system thing is that all that number represents is the fact that you previously paid interest on something, whether you were in the position not to or just because you wanted to. You still did it. It's kind of like buying subscribers on YouTube. It's like, you know, if you want to buy a good credit score, you can if you want to, but you're paying for it. It's an empty number. It's like fake subscribers. There's very little real value to it. My history with debt would include this car right here, putting it on a loan for a month. 1 month. I had a student loan payment, or not a payment. I never had a payment. I had a student loan though, and I paid it all off before any payments were due. And I never had a credit card. I've never had a car loan on. This is the fourth car that I've purchased personally. My previous 3 I paid cash same day. And now in the stock market, I have a bit of a history of playing around with debt a little bit technically, because I'm a large part of the success that I've had early, or that I had early, not recently, but the success that I had so early from ages 18 to 22 or 23 was my willingness to trade on margin, which at a grassroots level is debt management, playing around with debt technically. Now it should never actually get to the point where it translates on paper as debt to you. It better not, or else you're in big trouble. But you're opening yourself up to the possibility. But the benefit there would be you've got, oh shoot, I'm sitting here talking and we got this order to do. 875, 5.6 miles back up the interstate. So we're gonna do this, and it's Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm already sitting right here at the Buffalo Wild Wings. How about that? It's almost like I know my market. It's almost like I've been doing this for a few years. What's up, Bobby? Blake says, this is why you're my favorite YouTuber. We think very similarly about this stuff. Well, see, you know, I've been managing the, I've been trading on margin on Robinhood, and then I keep getting these emails, and I'm going to scream again like I did yesterday if I don't get off this topic soon enough, because it angers me. Because every freaking month I get an email. We're going to raise your margin interest rate 0.25% because the government has decided to. That's another reason I decided to pay this car off immediately. Because It's like not only am I paying 9% interest on the car if I don't pay it off, I'm paying, I forget what it's up to now. It's like almost 8% on the money that I was trading on margin. So I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to accept a small loss here. So I sold off a bunch of stock at a loss. Just because, I mean, you guys know the economy's been bad the last 2 years. So I sold off at a loss. Not as big a loss as I've been down. Like at one time I was down like $30,000. I sold the stock off at a $10,000 loss. But what that means is I will no longer have to pay the 9% interest on the car, and I'll no longer have to pay 8% interest on the margin used until I'm comfortable doing that again. So I kind of just hit the reset button, and I was like, you know what? This is a tolerable loss. This is a loss that Allison and I can we can weather this storm right now if I just bite the bullet and start over, kind of reset. I've still got 30 grand in Robinhood after paying the car off that I can just kind of start over and regroup. That's right, Kevin, the Fed. That's exactly correct. Kevin's over here bringing Royce White into the conversation. If you listen to Royce White every day, I mean, that's his whole conversation. The Federal Reserve. You've only ever seen $2.50 at Buffalo Wild Wings? Man, I don't do I probably do a Buffalo Wild Wings order over here like once every month or two. It's pretty rare, but here we are. And they're usually pretty slow. Now this is going to be cauliflower wings with extra sauce and a root beer. Yeah, Bobby, we were so close to the number one pick. So I filmed, like I told you guys yesterday I was going to do, I filmed Allison and I sitting on the couch, live reaction. I will eventually upload that to YouTube pretty soon here. So you guys will be able to see our live reaction to the Hornets moving up in the draft and moving up, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, one away. One slot away. I'll be right back. Let me go pick this up. The order is still not ready, and I'm not going to wait for it in there. We did just sit here. We were sitting here as the order came in, so it doesn't surprise me that it's not ready. I'm going to give it another couple minutes and then go in again. Kevin says any trade should end one of four ways: big win, small win, break even, or small loss. The fifth way, big loss, should never happen. Yeah, I agree. I generally agree with that. There are certain life situations that people go through where you don't really have a choice. If health is involved, if safety is involved, at a certain point you got to do whatever it takes. Oh dang! You know what? I should have accepted that spark order right there. Oh, I wish I could have that back. Any trade should have a stop loss. No, I don't agree with that. Nope. Nope. You don't need a stop loss. You just need to have. You need to have. You need to have some gonads that can handle being down for a little bit. I mean, there have been times in my account I am down so severely, and I'm like, this is why people fail at this. This is why people fail at doing their own investing, because they see this and they freak out, and they freak out because they don't realize that this is the floor, and they give up, and that's the mistake. But at this point, I'm numb to it. I used to run an illegal. I used to run an illegal group, and I was managing money for more than 20 people at a time. The reason it wasn't technically illegal, let me say that instead of criminalizing myself, the reason it wasn't illegal is because I never received any payment for doing what I did. I did it completely free of charge. So I wasn't doing it professionally, but I did it very successfully. I did it on a more effective than professional level. I think I've told the story on the YouTube channel before anyway. So, but yeah, I was running what would be considered a hedge fund. So I've seen some stuff, I've been there, done that already at my age, and my history with gambling and things like that, taking chances, losing money, making money. I've built up a pretty strong stomach with it. Let me try this food again. All right. We just wasted. See you, Benj. Have a good day. We just wasted some time because they're telling me their computer's down, so they never received this order and they can't do it. Oh, man. So we're definitely calling in to chat support. I hate this when you have to go through their little. Why didn't they tell you last check-in? They didn't have anybody up front to help me, so I just walked in and saw that their shelf was empty, and I walked back out without talking to somebody. So that's on me. I hate on this DoorDash support thing. They don't just. How can I get a representative? I need a representative. There we go. Connecting you with an agent. Good morning, Pete. Things are not very good today, to be honest with you. In terms of earnings, not very good. And I was thinking that it was starting to turn around, and then we have this happen. But I'm going to get my half pay for this. You are now connected to our support agent, Ranjana. Hi, Ryan. Hello. This would be much easier if we could just speak on the phone. That's all good, Pete. It's all part of the game. It's all part of the job. So store doesn't see the order. It's an unexpected situation. Let's quickly contact with the store and confirm that if they are going to fulfill the order or want to cancel it. Please allow me 2 minutes. Okay. And then I love when this happens. When you get a bad order and they're like, you could have earned while waiting. You could have done the earn by time program. Yeah, I get it. I get that you're trying to brainwash me into doing your little earn by time. I get it. I get it. You went from gig tuber to gig streamer, says Brandon. I do need to, I'm trying to, I'm doing all this stuff on the fly. I've got to do better about, first of all, the computer's heating up. I'm going to spin us all the way around. That way the sun's coming from the other direction. Yeah, I'm trying to get to where I'm posting videos more frequently. I've got 2 videos that I think I could post rather quickly. But one of them is just going to be like I'm just going to take some footage from a live stream and just post it as a video. So if you're on the streams all the time, you would have seen it anyway. I did tell Buffalo Wild Wings, I said, I'm going to have them call you. Please put somebody on the phone. I demand my half pay. It's going to be like $4 or $5. $4 and change here. But I burned a lot of time by doing this. It's hard though, Brandon. It's hard to ignore the watch time that I get on these things in comparison to the amount of time that I put into editing a video. This is way easier and effective on a statistical basis. Thanks for waiting. Store did not respond. Let's quickly call to the customer to inform them about the order cancellation. Okay. How about this? Airport drop off 4648. We're going to do this lift instead. I'm going to turn all apps off, everything turning off. I'm going to make sure that I still get my half pay from DoorDash for this. Hi, Ryan. Unfortunately, your order was canceled. You will be paid half the guaranteed amount and should start receiving new orders now. They have processed half pay. Okay. Thank you. I'm going to end my dash. The half pay ended up being $7.13. So that must have been a hidden tip situation. So this now that actually ends up kind of being worth it. Now I'm going to head up the road and go scoop my Lyft customer. And we're going to go up to the airport and then come back down, and that'll end my shift. So that's not too bad of a situation here. We got to get moving. Brandon says, do a video parody of the different types of dashers. I subbed only because you had some bangers that made me want to keep following. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Steve says, how far is the airport? It's going to be, this is going to be probably, it's going to be probably about 50 miles round trip for $46. So what I hope for is maybe some sort of action on some app on the way back down, the 25 miles back, hoping for something, hoping for a tip of some sort, potentially. You know, I don't know. Maybe this isn't worth it, but I'm doing it anyway. The mileage isn't fantastic here, but the like the hourly rate ends up being pretty solid because these are going to be, most of these miles are going to be quick miles. So I accepted that at $12.45. I believe I'm going to be home by I don't know, certainly by 2, right? I would think I'll be back home certainly by 2, and that'd be over $30 an hour, even if it's only 46. So I'm putting in some extra miles on this one, but they're going to be interstate miles, not difficult on the car. I get better gas mileage in this car than I used to. And honestly, it just saves you a bunch of time. To do a $47 order, what's essentially a $47 order, think of all the time that I would have to put into searching on DoorDash and Uber and stuff for all $6 and $7 orders to add up to 47. And in this scenario, I can just with one swing knock out 47 bucks. Eventually, I gotta hope that. So this will be my second airport trip, and eventually, you'd hope that I'm gonna get tipped on one of them, because the first time I did this, I did not get a tip. Yeah, it's a Lyft, Brandon. Pete, I started doing Lyft probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. Yeah, Pete, I like it. In general, I like it. I don't mind it. The last airport trip that I did, the dude was on the phone the whole time, and I had to mute our conversation so that his personal business wasn't on YouTube. So I hope that that's not the case this time. I hope that we can actually talk to this person. Our client's name is Kevin. Do we have any Kevins in the live chat anymore? Is Kevin still here? Mr. Nice Guy, welcome to the chat. He says do Spark. I try, man. I try to do Spark, but they don't send me too much over here. Talk to them about Bud Light. The funny thing is, it looks like I'm picking up from the same location that I was last time I did an airport delivery. It looks like it might be the literal same exact spot. I can't remember what dude's name was last time. But if I'm picking up another financial, some guy in the financial industry, I'm guessing it's going to be a similar situation where he's not trying to talk to me too much. There's all these people that work on the phone now. Brandon says, how far is the pick? I'm really close to it. Yeah, let's hope for a tip. That would be nice. That'd be nice. No, so it's not the same exact spot. Okay. It's very, very, very close to where we picked up last time, but it's not the financial company. Oh, I see him. I see him. He's gonna come right in, right here. Oh, I gotta open the trunk for him. Hey there.
How are you?
I'm Ryan, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Slide to pick up. Alrighty. How you doing today?
Good.
I'm well, thank you. It's too cool or too warm back there, just let me know.
Okay. Thank you.
And the tissues, and then I've got mints in the bottom left pocket there if you need any mints or anything.
Very nice.
Of course.
tomorrow with your roam. It's just being your roam. We need to repurpose that call. We need to add John roll cuts and Ophir to that call. You as well, and just make sure that they're all available at that time. If not, we may need to see what John and Ophir's availability is, if they can make it. If one can make it versus the other, that's fine too.
We're going to departures.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Delta.
cool deal. Hope you have a safe flight.
Thank you very much.
Hope it's been a smooth ride today.
It certainly has.
Good, awesome. I'm in my first month of doing this, so
yeah.
So I've been doing food delivery, DoorDash, and Uber Eats type stuff for 3 years.
Yeah.
And just got this car so that I was eligible to do things like this.
Oh, nice. So you had your beater, your first car.
That's correct.
All right. Well, congratulations, man. Very very entrepreneurial of you. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay. That's awesome.
Yep. So couldn't do it without my wife. I'm married, so
yeah. Well, you probably already know this, but your wife has a lot to do with your success.
100%. 100%.
I don't recall who quoted it, but behind every successful man is a very supportive woman. So whether you like the whole gender role thing or not, it still stands true.
100%. Yeah, you're preaching to the choir. Let's see, Delta's gonna be right back there. I see it.
Yep. You get me as close as possible. I can just jump into that.
Sure thing. How's this?
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Sure thing, Kevin. Have a good day.
You too.
Alrighty, that was fun. Another important business call had to be done. Let's hope for a tip or something. I doubt it, though. It already pays pretty decently. I'm getting better at this airport traffic manipulation, though. Oh, we got tipped. We got tipped. Or was that the original tip? No, we got tipped, y'all. We got tipped. Hang in until we get back to Rock Hill so that I can recap the shift to find out what it was. Brandon says $3 tip. What a good guy. Tipping his driver pretty nicely. Pretty nice. A little better than $3, Brandon. But let me get on home safely. That was good, too. I feel I went a different way to the airport this time than I did last time. This was much, much, much faster, I think. I feel a lot better about going the way that I went today. Yeah, the tip makes it so that the dollar per mile is fine now. Definitely good. Let's go. Let's go. Feeling good about that. That's what I'm talking about. Turn a slow shift into a good shift, just like that. It can turn around at any moment. At any moment. Blake said, let's go. He said it was the mints that got you the tip and the tissues. Yeah, I mean, the tissues, I mean, there's several different things you could do with the tissues. And, I'm not here to judge. So. The mints, I guess, I mean, you could get a little creative with the mints too if you really wanted to. I do think that definitely helps. Trevor's Deliveries. I don't think I would have bought that in order to offer tissues and mints like that if it weren't for Trevor. But that's what I'm talking about, man. That you reinvest a little bit of your money into your craft and see what happens. I'm going to do that with gig work. I'm going to do that with YouTube. And we're going to see how big we can make this Welte brand. Mr. Nice Guy says, you should have asked him about trans rights for a better tip. It did sound at the end there, it sounded like the dude was a reasonable man, didn't it? I don't know how much of that y'all heard. I tried to, as soon as his phone call was over, I unmuted. Some of these phone conversations, it's fun to listen to, man. Especially for me, because what you have going on in Charlotte is a significant banking influence in Charlotte. That's what most of the Charlotte money is the banking industry. So you got a lot of financial guys around here, and now they're on the corporate financial business side. And what I was interested in, and still am interested in, is the personal finance for the individual. So it's what they're doing in Charlotte is not my area of knowledge, but it's still fun to hear some of the phone conversations going to the airport so far. Because I can absolutely promise you that I'm much more articulate in their language than they probably think I am. And it's just cool to see what kind of conversations they have that I could have been in on if I would have continued down the path of a 4-year education to get myself into that space. I'm glad that I get a little taste of it, even just as a witness. It just scratches that itch for me a little bit. But I do believe that the impact that I was to have on a personal finance basis in that alternate reality of my life, I believe that doing what I'm doing today, I'm laying the groundwork to still have an equal or greater impact than I would have. So that's why you don't see me talking about going back to school or anything like that, because I do have I did finish up the 2-year degree, so it wouldn't take too much for me to go wrap up the 4-year. But at this point, I have no interest in doing it. I don't want to play that game anymore. I just feel like this side of life is too good. I enjoy it too much. I feel very free. Mr. Nice Guy says a 2-year accounting degree is a good start. I don't have an accounting degree. I have it's just your basic generic associate's degree. All right, we're going south here. We got it. Okay. Back to 77. Yeah, and at this point, I mean, I'd be shocked. I don't understand what in the world I would ever need my associate's degree for. I don't think I'll ever actually use it for anything, but I've got it. I technically have it. When Allison got her master's degree, I was like, could we choose how we want to apply this? I mean, you could either take your master's or average me back in to also having a bachelor's? Do you think they would do you think they'd accept that deal? Blake says my old roommate had a 2-year degree and has a great job at Charles Schwab. Now what is that? What job would that be? Because I had some pretty intimate conversations with of course I forget the name of the firm. Wow. Now I'm blanking on who it was. I'll remember later. I'll tell you guys later when I remember. But I had some. I can tell you the name of the guy that I had the conversations with, but I'm forgetting the corporation. Anyway, they were telling me that they would definitely help me along the way if I finished up the 4-year degree. But until then, they couldn't do anything for me. Because that's back when I was playing that whole game of like they tell you to do. If you're young, they're like, just get in the room and tell them that you'll work for free in the beginning, that you just want to learn. And I was doing everything right. I told y'all earlier about the little hedge fund that I was running successfully. And I had the receipts. I had the proof. I had everything to show them, hey, man, I'm capable of making some pretty good decisions in the stock market. And at that point, it wasn't a short history for my age. I already had like 3 years of proof on a month-to-month basis. I beat the market in a 36-month period. I beat the market. It was something like 32 or 33 of the 36 months. With the help of trading on margin now. That was part of it. That and being licensed. Yeah, that's right. Mr. Nice Guy says my buddy leveraged his earnings from DoorDash to get a 2-year therapist degree. He's making 6 figures easy and only works 3 days a week. That's great. That's great. Bud Soda, I just see your comments in here. If you're still in here, thanks for stopping by. I hope you're having a good day. But Soto, I hope you bought a nice little dinner with the $9 I sent you. A tasty little dinner. Yeah, so we're gonna be home well before 2 o'clock. So the hourly pay for that airport run was very, very, very nice. Very nice. So I'm looking at what's gonna be a 3-hour shift here on the live stream. Oh, dude, I mean, we had a terrible start, and I'm gonna end up having done really well here. Wow, that's awesome. We did really well. I'm excited to review the numbers with y'all. It's not like the best shift ever, but we did really solid today. Steve, that's the main Charlotte airport, Charlotte Douglas. There's an airport in Rock Hill too, but people don't really use it like that. Yeah, the big airport, the main airport that you would fly into in Charlotte. See, this is why I love this area, man. I love this area because we've got sane politics in South Carolina. We've got Charlotte, a 15, 20-minute drive from us. Even Charlotte itself, it's not too busy. Like, you don't, except at rush hour, it gets crazy. But in the middle of the day, you can drive through Charlotte just fine. The Hornets games, it's not difficult to drive around Charlotte at like 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. Blake's been working at tech startups for the last 5 years. When the economy was good, he had recruiters. Sorry, I don't want to swerve off the interstate reading this. Reach out to me multiple times a week. Again, no. Oh, you don't have a degree either. Okay. Well, yeah, that's impressive. I'm way, way, way more impressed by somebody that can go about it unconventionally than I am by somebody that is just following some sort of script, doing what they feel like society tells them to do. And I'm way more impressed by somebody that is completely self-made than somebody who was born into a really, posh, opulent, yuppie, easy opportunity, A lot of people spend a lot of time wishing that they were born into, and I spend a lot of time being thankful that I wasn't. That's why I only do scratch-off lottery tickets. You don't see me play in the Powerball lottery. I've never played the big lottery because I don't even want to win it. I don't want to win the lottery. I'm probably the only person you're going to see on YouTube that says, I don't want to win the lottery. Think about this journey, this grind that I'm on. I'm in a process of documenting this on YouTube for generations to see if they want to. If it all ended on one day because I won the lottery, I'd be upset. I'd feel like I really lost the opportunity to actually do it. I feel a burden. I mean, I talked a lot of junk when I was younger on all these adults in my life that had financial issues. I talked a lot of crap from about the age of about 5 years old. And I mean, I understand it. You don't want to hear anything from a kid that hasn't had to work yet. But I would tell people, man, this stuff is easy. What's the problem? Look how easy this is. This is the greatest financial culture and system in world history. Compound interest exists, and you can't make it work. What are you doing? And so I know for a fact that's why I have a lot of issues with some of my extended family, because there's people close to me rooting hard against me. They're rooting against me hard because of the junk that I spoke, and because, well, if we're being honest, if I'm successful, then the Christian values and the Christian principles that I talk about being important to me, you're going to have to give it some merit at that point. And they're rooting hard against that. I mean, the inevitability of my success, and then having to pair that with the fact that I with such clarity predicted it. And then the fact that you're going to have to lend some credence to the philosophy behind why it is I said what I said. Not just what I said, but why I said it. There's a lot of people that do not want that day to come. And it's coming, and it's coming quick. So all through my childhood, from the first time that I could understand what money was, and at this point, you know, the dollar had a different value than it does today, but my goal hasn't changed. I told everybody, I'm going to be a millionaire. You might as well just assume that I'm a millionaire today. You go ahead and count on it. I'm a millionaire right now, because if I'm a millionaire 30 years from now, then I might as well have been a millionaire from the age of 5 years old, because it's a mindset as much as it is a financial status almost. I mean, I know that you gotta actually have the asset to justify it, but being a millionaire is more of a mindset than it is a quantity, in my opinion. So I'm a millionaire, and that's why. So I got a little taste of that, a little taste of it, the day that I became YouTube monetized, because for the last like year or two, that was such a goal of mine. And it was like almost a sole focus. Like this is the bar for me. This is what I'm chasing after. And the day that it happened, I felt such adulation. And I turned to Allison and I said, "Man, this is a very, 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 very mild little taste of that bigger picture goal of the millionaire status." I said, I mean, that how I feel today, I can multiply that by about 50,000. That's how I'm going to feel the day that I become a millionaire on paper. I can taste it, dude. I'm not even that close to it, but I can taste it. I can taste it. The same way I could taste 1,000 subscribers that when I had 940 of them, and I was that close. I can taste it. That I'm not nearly as close to being a millionaire on paper as I was to having 1,000 subscribers, but the taste is the same. That's how much I can taste it, because that's how long it's been on my mind. Oh, dude, I mean, I can taste it. It's almost like I've eaten the meal before and spit it back up and I'm eating it again. But Soda says, no Baja Blast. You lose. That's regular Mountain Dew right there, Bud Soda. Not diet, not Baja. Traditional. Y'all are great people. All y'all in the chat are great people. That's why I like doing it. I like hanging out with y'all. But Soda says, just thinking millionaire doesn't equate it. Takes lots of hard work. Probably blood and tears. Yeah, I get it. But being a millionaire on paper doesn't change my identity as a man, right? It doesn't change who I am. Therefore, if I'm the same person as I was the day before and the day after I achieved the goal, then wasn't I a millionaire the whole way? My take on it is, in this life, there's people that either have it or they don't. And it's about as simple as that. The percentage of people that don't have it by the age of 25 and then end up pulling it together is so small. To me, you either got it or you don't. Now, I'm not saying you got to be a millionaire. I'm not saying you got to have it on paper by 25 years old. That's unbelievably hard to do. But, I mean, you can just tell by how people speak about themselves. How do you carry yourself? You either got it or you don't. And people are going to tell you. And believe it when they tell you. If people tell you they don't have it, believe it. And if people tell you they have it, believe it. I've just pulled up to the house. That's a 3-hour shift. 3 hour and 2 minutes according to the stream. Yeah, Bud Soda, I know you're harsh on yourself. You wouldn't work as hard as you do if you weren't. You are that is completely you're driving yourself. You don't need anybody to tell you what's required of you as a man, as a provider. You got it. You don't. People like me and you don't need any help on that. We already got it. I see that I've been missing comments up here. I'm going to go back and read these after the stream's over, because I see some interesting stuff up here if I scroll. But Soda says, don't let naysayers get to you. If I listened to my mom's family, I'd be laying in bed at my mom's house, a bigger mess than I am now, bro. 100% Bud Soda. Bud Soda says, if I relied on others, I'd still be working minimum wage somewhere with a victim mindset. Exactly. Oh, Brandon, I forgot to look up Go Herping. I'll do that. I'll do that today. But let me get you the totals here before I bounce, because I got a lot to do. I've got so much to do today. Okay, we have. Did we only do one DoorDash? No. We had one canceled. Okay. So we had the 960. We had the 960 and the 713. Okay. We had an Uber Eats come in. The tip just came in. $10 even. Do y'all go in and send thanks for the tip? I always make sure I do that every day. I go hit that little thank you button. So $10 on Uber Eats. I don't think we did any Grubhub today, right? Not yet anyway. No Grubhub yet today. And then I guess the Lyft would be it, right? So here's the tip for the Lyft. It was a $16.02 tip, making the total trip $62.50. $62.50 for what ended up being from the time I accepted the order to back at my house, 1 hour. $62.50. So that's $89.23 during the stream. We divide that by the 3 hours we've been out here, almost $30 an hour. Pretty good considering the start. But Bud Soda, I know y'all weren't here for the beginning of this shift, but it was brutal. The first hour I made less than $10. And by the end of it, I've got our hourly average up next to 30. Yeah, it was $16 tipped additionally, so the trip was $62.50, Brandon. And it's got me right for the shift here, virtually right at $90. So I've got more to do today. I'm going to get y'all a video out today. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to put an actual channel video out. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next stream, 10:45 a.m. Eastern time. This is going to be the first week where we successfully do 5 streams in a row. I can feel it. Low 20s used to be a bad day for me. Yeah, I know, man. I know. These days, low 20s, I've got to fight for that. But we're still doing it. Shifts like this, 30-an-hour shifts, help that average by the end of the week for sure. Hope y'all have a good rest of the day. I will see you next time on Welte.